Hello, I'm Nick Salsbury, and this is my special occasion speech. It was a rainy, cool Tuesday in October. I dropped the kids off at their grandpa's house and headed out to the church. I was a little nervous. What would I say? What would other people say? Would everyone be nice? And what did I get myself into? I walked through the door and everybody was very nice and caring. You might be asking by now, where exactly am I? Well, this is my first 12-step meeting. I wasn't sure how things worked, being this was my first time, so I just kind of kept quiet and kept my head down. The guy who is the leader of the place, he read the rules, had a little scripture reading, and had prayer, and we got started. Then someone starts a topic, and around the room you go. Everyone adds a little bit and shares their little personal experiences about the topic. I was terrified. My turn was next. I was just around the corner. What was I going to say? Oh, now it's my turn. Hi, my name's Nick, and I'm an addict. That was the first time I'd ever admitted that to anybody, and it was in front of a bunch of strangers. I lifted my head up and looked around, and everybody was smiling at me. At that moment I realized everybody here was an addict too, and they just didn't care. I can't remember what the topic was that night, but I knew that I would be coming back. Next Tuesday, here I go again, a little less terrified and a lot more comfortable. Now I go to the 12-step meetings as often as I can, and the friends that I have met there as a result have helped to change my life. I've met some extraordinary people that have set some wonderful examples for me to help me learn from. Up until now, I'd never known anyone that had gotten sober. I always thought that getting sober was just a myth. Now I've met people that have been worse off than I ever was, and have been sober for more than 20 years now. I haven't been sober that long, but it's nice to know that it can be done. Another thing I've learned from the 12-step program is the fact that people genuinely care. When I first showed up, nobody asked for an insurance card, nobody asked me to pay my deductible up front. They just said, grab a cup of coffee, have a cookie, how was your day? Another thing that I learned, that addicts are pretty much all the same. Everybody's stories are pretty similar. That was nice to know, considering I thought I was crazy for a long time. As the weeks go by, the topics change and people come and go. I always take something and learn something from each and every meeting. It's just a comforting feeling to know others have been through the same thing and are willing to help you through. As you hear other people's stories, you'll be like, yeah, I've done that. That was me, and oh, that's nice to know. I never thought of that. So you always learn something. In 12 steps, you also get a sponsor. Sponsor is someone that helps you to work through things. They'll call you and check on you, something that a counselor is never going to do. One thing to remember about an addict is if they disappear, they're probably using. So the sponsor is very helpful in that, to keep in contact with people and have them calling and checking up on you and to make sure you're doing okay. My sponsors have been very great, and we became good friends as a result. I also became friends with many other people in the group. Having sober friends is a key to staying sober. It's kind of like going to the candy store and never having a piece of candy. Eventually you're going to have a piece of candy. So it's better to surround yourself with sober people and sober environment and go to 12-step meetings. One of my favorite aspects of the 12-step group that I go to is that it is a Christian group. Many other groups that I've heard of aren't Christian groups, and they don't talk about God in there as often. The group I attend has changed my life. The friends I have made have been great, but without God I don't think I would have made it this far. It is nice to know that other people are praying for you too. When someone comes in and has been going through a rough time or had a hard time in their life, people will pray for them. And nothing eases a person's spirits more than having the people gather around and lay their hands on them and pray for their specific purpose. In conclusion, the 12 steps have taught me to live sober. The friends I have made have helped me to stay sober. And getting closer to God and my family has made it all worthwhile. I wouldn't want to go back for anything.